Hi, I'm Gary Baumgarten. Many of you know me as Reporter Gary, and you may be wondering again, as last Saturday, I'm wearing this, my Michigan shirt. Well, that's because the Michigan football Wolverines just eviscerated the University of Illinois, and I'm celebrating, but that's not why I'm having this little chat with you. And you may be wondering why we are standing here at the train station. Well, I want to talk to you about civility. Civility on the train, civility as we speak with one another, and civility on the campaign trail. And you know, anybody who knows anything about riding the New Jersey Transit knows that civility and New Jersey Transit, those are oxymoronic terms because people say and do whatever they darn well want on the train. Now, before we go any further, I'm going to tell you that I'm bringing this point of view to you, recognizing that many people will say, Gary, you're an old curmudgeon, get with the times. But I'd love some feedback from you, whether you believe that or you think that I'm spot on about this. Either way, I want to hear from you. So let me, without further ado, explain. The other day I was on the train. There was a woman on the train with me, and she was on the telephone, speaking extremely loudly to her boyfriend. She was upset that she had been trying to call him and he hadn't been answering the phone. And she wanted to know, and she had to let everybody on the train know that she wanted to know, where were you? Were you with your baby mama? And she splattered this conversation with all kinds of profanities. And I felt like saying, lady, please, is it so important for you not only to shout, but to, in a public place like this, spew these profanities? But then I thought, well, wait a minute. What about our so-called leaders? And I call them so-called leaders. Many people refer to them as leaders. And their use of profanity. Now, we know, for example, that Beto O'Rourke, who is a Democratic contender for the nomination for President of the United States, loves to drop the F-bomb. Several years ago, he actually said publicly, I'm going to try to not do that any longer, but he wasn't able to contain himself and actually went on MSNBC not too long ago to justify his use of the F-bomb. No, that's not really profane, he said. The shooting of innocent people at these mass shootings, that's what's profane. And so therefore, I do not apologize for using the F-bomb. And then last night at a rally in Louisiana, the President of the United States, Donald Trump, referred to the impeachment against him, or the impeachment inquiry, it's just an inquiry at this point, as BS. But of course he didn't say BS, he used the actual words, and the crowd just loved it. They screamed, and this is something that the Trump supporters love about this president, because he talks like Joe Lunchbucket, but he's not Joe Lunchbucket. He's the President of the United States. And to me, Beto O'Rourke dropping the F-bomb, and I'm not a prude, believe me. My son is shooting this video for me, and he will be the first to tell you that I have been known to drop the F-bomb around the house. But in a public forum, running for President of the United States, the President of the United States saying BS on national television in front of a stadium full of people, what kind of leadership, what kind of representation is that? And if they are doing it, and I will circle back around to why I'm standing here at the train station. If they are doing it, well, why would I even bother asking this lady or anybody else on the New Jersey Transit who is cussing up a storm, which is not at all unusual? Why would I stop to correct them? Now, I'm not saying that I'm the thought police. I'm not Mr. Manners. It's not my job to do that. But sometimes there are little children there. There are women there. There are people who might be offended. I might be offended by the fact that they're doing this in public. And how can you ask people to have a modicum of respectability in public when you have a guy who's running for president publicly dropping the F-bomb, and the President of the United States using the BS word in front of a crowd of people on national television? I'm sorry if this offends you, but what they are doing offends me. Love to know what you think. If you like this, please give it a thumbs up. If you think I'm full of hooey, go ahead, give me a thumbs down. Write your comments on the bottom. If you're not already subscribed, please subscribe and hit that little alarm bell so you can be alarmed. You can be notified the next time I record and post one of these little chats with you. And as I always say at the end of all of these little discussions with you, go blue. I'm sorry, I mean, peace out.